Within minutes of President Donald Trump finishing his 2026 State of the Union address, major media outlets declared his speech misleading, exaggerated, false, overstated. But here's the question no one is asking. Did they ignore the broader context? Tonight, we're fact-checking the fact-checkers. Trump said, "More Americans working than at any time in history." Critics responded, "Well, population growth explains that." But let's be clear, high employment is not automatic. A growing population doesn't guarantee job creation. Jobs still have to exist. And under Trump's 2026 term, private sector growth has outpaced several previous cycles. So while the framing is bold, the core claim isn't fabricated. It's interpretation versus emphasis. This became the biggest media target. Trump said he secured over $18 trillion in investment. Outlets like ABC News reported closer to $9.6 trillion in confirmed commitments. But here's what matters. Presidents often include announced deals, long-term capital commitments, projected infrastructure pipelines, reshoring investments. If the administration is counting future commitments and multi-year industrial policy projections, the higher figure reflects intent, not necessarily cash deposited tomorrow morning. Is it aggressive math? Yes. Is it uncommon in politics? Not even close. Trump said the murder rate saw the largest drop in recorded history. Preliminary data does show a historic year-over-year decline. Critics argue the data isn't finalised. That's fair. But if early numbers show a record percentage drop, the statement is based on trajectory, not fabrication. Political speeches highlight momentum. They don't wait for final academic footnotes. And voters respond to direction more than decimal points. Now the controversial one. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal immigrants have been admitted. Critics say that's false, because encounters still occurred. But here's the nuance. If the administration dramatically restricted releases into the interior compared to prior policies, they may be referring to policy-based admissions rather than raw encounters. Words like admitted can be interpreted in different legal contexts. Released into the US granted asylum, paroled into the country. Border encounters dropping from prior peaks to dramatically lower levels is a measurable shift, so the debate becomes semantic, not necessarily structural. Trump claimed he reduced drug prices from the highest in the world to the lowest. Critics say that's mathematically impossible. But pricing reforms, negotiation expansions, and import allowances have altered cost structures in specific drug categories. If certain negotiated drugs now rank lower globally, the statement may reflect targeted sectors, not every prescription. Again, political compression of complex policy, not necessarily invention. Trump said he ended 8 wars. Were they formally declared wars? Not always, but ceasefires, troop withdrawals, and de-escalation agreements do reduce active conflict engagement. If active US combat involvement decreased across multiple regions, supporters view that as ending wars. Critics view it as oversimplifying diplomacy. Same events, different framing. Here's what this really reveals. Modern political speeches aren't academic papers. They're directional statements, momentum, narrative, confidence. The media evaluates precision, voters evaluate outcomes, and depending on which lens you use, the same speech can look exaggerated or effective. So here's the real question. Do you judge leadership by tone or trajectory? Comment below. Because in 2026, the real battle isn't just policy, it's perception. And perception drives power.